Hello, and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric, my co-host Mr. Brody, Purple Monkey here. Ready for Game 2 of the 1978 American League Championship Series between the New York Yankees and the Kansas City Royals. In Game number 1, the Royals could not manage much off of Ron Guidry, falling to them by a score of 5-0. So in this game, we're going to have Ed Figueroa going to the hill for the Yankees, so it doesn't get any easier for the Royals, against Paul Splitroff in Game 2 of the series. I was able to figure out, I just added a series to that, my American League playoff thing here, and I think this should do the stats correctly in here. Anyway, I got the serial series going underneath the same heading there, so I should be alright. So without further ado, let's get this game underway.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
Alrighty, so I've seen the coax Mr. Brody going back to the co-host seat. We had a little conversation during the national anthem there. He's back in his co-host seat, getting ready for game number 2 of the series. Again, in actuality, the Royals would win this game 10-4. Behind Paul Splitroff. So Paul Splitroff had a good season in 1978. It was 19-13. With a 3.40 earned run average, 262 innings pitched, 244 hits allowed, 60 walks, and only 76 strikeouts in those 266 innings. So, and not many walks either. So the ball was hit and play, for the most part. 22 home runs allowed. The defense behind Splitroff is going to be pretty much the same. Almost the same as we saw in game number 1, with one minor change, with Pete Lecoq playing first and Darryl Porter behind the plate. Other than that, it's Hurdle left, Otis in center, Cowens in right, like in the actual game. And in the infield, it's Brett Patek White with Lecoq at first. And behind the plate, Darryl Porter. So the Yankees lineup is going to be Mickey Rivers leading off and playing center. He'll be followed by Brian Doyle, the second baseman. Batting third is Thurman Munson behind the plate. Reggie Jackson at DH will bat cleanup. Chris Chambliss bats fifth and plays first. Greg Nettles had a home run in yesterday's game. In game 1, will bat sixth and play third. Lou Piniella is the right fielder, hitting seventh after batting cleanup in yesterday's game. Well, in the actual game. Roy White, the left fielder, will bat 8th, and Bucky Dent behind the shortstop will hit 9th. So pretty much the same lineup and at least the same positions being played by each member of the Yankees. And why not? After shutting out the Royals 5-0, why change it? So Splitroff looks in for the sign from Porter. Mickey Rivers steps to the plate. He was 1 for 3 in yesterday's game. So here's the windup and the pitch by Splitroff. It's going to be off the 5 column. And that's going to be hit a long way to right. Cowens gives chase, races to the wall, reaches up, and flags it down. So Rivers' bid falls just short, and 1 down in the first. Next up, Brian Doyle. He was 1 for 4 in yesterday's game with a couple of strikeouts. It's going to be off the 2 column. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. So he only hit 192 on the actual season. Gets his second hit of the postseason. So Lecoq will hold Doyle on at first for Thurman Munson. Munson was hitless in yesterday's game, 0 for 4. And that is going to be a fly ball to center. Otis is there. Glides under it. And makes the catch. As Doyle heads back to first. So 2 outs and a runner on first for Reggie Jackson. Jackson 0 for 3 in yesterday's game with a walk. It's going to be out the 6th column. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Range check for Patek. He'll get to it. And make the play over to Lecoq for out number 3. So after 1/2, it's New York 0, Kansas City coming up. Ed Figueroa on the hill for the Yankees. Ed Figueroa had a fine season on the actual season as well as in the replay. In fact, he was even better in the replay. Well, slightly better. In the actual season, he was 20-9 with a 2.99 earned run average. 253 innings pitched, 233 hits allowed, 77 walks, only 92 strikeouts. So again, a pitcher who makes the hitters put the ball in play for the most part. 22 home runs surrendered also, just like Splitroff. So the defense behind Figueroa is same as in yesterday's game, with White in left, Rivers in center, Piniella in right, Nettles, Denton, Doyle, and Chambliss in the infield, and Thurman Munson behind the plate. So the corners are playing in for George Brett, who will lead it off for the Yankees. He'll play third. For the Royals and play third. He'll be followed by Hal McRae, the DH. Batting third is Amos Otis, the center fielder. Darryl Porter is batting cleanup today and is behind the plate. Pete Lecoq, the first baseman, will hit 5th. Clint Hurdle, the left fielder, hits 6th. Al Cowens, the right fielder, 7th. Freddie Patek, the shortstop, bats 8th. And Frank White at 2nd hits 9th. So Brett leads it off. Brett was 2 for 4 in yesterday's game with a couple of doubles. And it's going to be off the 5 column. He's got one to possibly hit here. And he'll miss it. And as it freezes him, actually. He couldn't get the bat off his shoulder for out number 1. So Brett begins today's game like yesterday's game by striking out. That'll bring up Hal McRae. McRae was 2 for 4 in yesterday's game with a double. It's going to be out the 4 column, and that's going to be a 1-out walk. So the Royals have their first base runner. So that brings up Amos Otis, who was 0 for 4 in yesterday's game, striking out twice against Guidry. And that's going to be a solid base hit to left. And we're going to hold. Just trying to think. We had a couple runners in scoring position yesterday that in first game 1, and they were unable to score in base hits from first. So I think we're going to try to send the lead runner here. And they're going to cut it off. So it'll put runners at the corners with 1 down. So the Royals being a little more aggressive than they were in yesterday's game already so far. So runners at the corners for Darryl Porter. Darryl Porter hit 265 on the season with 18 homers and 78 runs batted in. It's going to be off the 1 column, and that's going to be a walk, and that will load the bases. So the bases loaded with the 1 down for Pete Lecoq. Pete Lecoq hit 295 with 5 homers and 48 runs batted in, so a chance to get an early lead against Figueroa and the Yankees here. As Munson goes out the top to Figueroa, goes back behind the plate. Figueroa looks in for the sign, nods his head, looks at the runners, kicks and delivers, and it's going to be off the 4 column, and that'll be a fly ball to center. Rivers with a slightly below average arm. Rivers settles under it, makes the grab, but stumbles as he heads towards home and chooses to hold the throw. So McRae will score easily on the sacrifice fly by Lecoq, and they take a early 1-0 lead. So Hurdle now up with 2 outs and runners on first and second. Hurdle 0 for 3 in yesterday's game with a walk. And he'll strike out. He's way out in front of that changeup. But the Royals do get a run and lead at 1-0 after 1. So that'll bring up Chris Chambliss. Chambliss was 1 for 4 in yesterday's game with a double. Splitroff kicks and delivers. And that's a fly ball to center. Otis is there, under it, and makes the grab for out number 1. So that'll bring up Greg Nettles, homer in yesterday's game. Gets one to hit here. And lines a solid single to center. So the Yankees have a 1-out base runner here in the second. Tying runners on board for Lou Piniella. He was 2 for 4 in yesterday's game with a triple. Hits this one to center. Otis is there and makes the catch as Nettles heads back to first. So that'll bring up White. White 2 for 4 with a double in yesterday's game. Pops this one up to Patek at short. Calls everyone off and makes the catch. So after 1.5, it's 1-0 Kansas City. It'll be the bottom third of the order. Cowens, Patek, and White up against Figueroa. Cowens 0 for 3 in yesterday's game with a walk. Gets one to hit here. Hits this one in the gap between White and Rivers. That'll bounce around. Round second, and he'll head to third. Slides. And he'll be safe at third with a triple. So leadoff triple for the Royals here in the second. So Patek with a chance to add to the Royals' lead. Patek 0 for 3 in yesterday's game. Grounds this one to Dent. Oh, actually, hold on here. It's going to be a base hit as it gets through. So Patek with an RBI single will add to the Royals' lead and make it 2-0. We might have Patek try to steal here. He's a 17. Keep the pressure on here. So we're going to have him try to steal. See if he can get a jump. So the corners are going to play in. And nope, looks like he's unable to get a good lead. Just a 1-11 chance. Do we keep the pressure on? I think I'm going to try it anyway. And he'll be... Throw is on mark. And he's safe as Doyle drops the ball. So Patek, they said Patek was in there anyway. So stolen base for Patek, his first of the series. So a runner in scoring position now for Frank White. White 0 for 3 in yesterday's game. Grounds this one to short. Dent with the range check. He'll get to it. And see what he does with it. Corners are playing in. Offense must decide to send or hold the runner on second. Oh, he's only on second. I'm going to say, I'm going to try to advance him. And Patek is able to advance to third, and the ball hit into the hole. So the Royals keep the pressure on as they have a runner on third with less than 2 down for George Brett. Struck out in his first at-bat. And Brett's going to deliver with a base hit up the middle. And Patek will come in to score. It's 3-0 now. So the Royals are able to get to Figueroa early on here. 3-0 already, and we're only in the second. So an RBI for Brett. And it'll bring up McRae, who walked in his first at-bat. Gets one to hit here. And that's going to be a solid base hit to left. So the Royals teeing off early against Figueroa. Much to the delight of the hometown fans. That'll put runners at the corners with a 1 down for Amos Otis. He singled in his first at-bat. Draws the walk here to load the bases. It looks like there's some stirring in the Yankee bullpen as Figueroa is being hit hard early on. So the base is loaded for Porter with a 1 down. He walked in his first at-bat. Hits this one to center. See if it's deep enough to Brett getting ready to tag. Oh, yeah. He's going to tag. And as the ball is cut off, and he'll score. So Porter with a sacrifice fly plates another run, and it's 4-0 Kansas City. So 2 down now for Lecoq with runners on first and second. He had a sacrifice fly his first time up. Lines this one to Doyle as Doyle leaps and makes the catch for out number 3. But Kansas City plates 3 and leads at 4-0 after 2. So Splitroff with a 4-run lead as we head to the third. The number 9 hitter Dent will lead it off. He was 1 for 4 with an RBI in yesterday's game. Grounds this one to short. Patek up with it. Charges it over to first. And gets him for out number 1. So Rivers flew out in his first at-bat. Gets a pitch to hit here. And he gives this one a ride. That one might be deep enough. And Cowan's at the wall. He's going to leap for it. Jumps for it. And gets it. So Hal Cowens robs Mickey Rivers of a home run there as he leaps up and steals that one away, much to the delight of the fans. So great play by Cowens to save a run there and keep the Yankees off the board. So Splitroff very appreciative of that. So bring up Doyle, singled in his first at bat. Pops this one up to Patek at short. And that's an easy out for out number 3. So that'll do it for the Yankees in the third. As we head to the bottom of the third, remains 4-0 Kansas City. Hurdle to lead it off. Hurdle struck out against Figueroa in his first at-bat. Hits this one to right. Piniella on the run. And hauls it in for out number 1. Cowens tripled in his first at-bat and came in to score. And hits this one to left. This one will be caught, though, by White. Bobbles it and holds on as he catches it with his bare hand for out number 2. So Patek had an RBI single his first time up. Gets his second hit of the day, a base hit to left. As he takes a wide turn. I think we're going to have Patek try to steal. He already has one stolen base today. See if he can get the jump, keep the pressure on. Can't get a good lead here. We're going to try it again. 1 through 11. We were successful last time. And this time, he's safe on the wide throw. So Patek with his second stolen base. So White we can add to the Royals lead here with 2 down with a single. Gets one to hit here. And lines this one to Dent, who played perfectly for out number 3. So no further damage as it remains 4-0 as we head to the fourth. So it'll be Munson, Jackson, and Chambliss up against Splitroff here in the Yankee fourth. Munson flew out in his first at-bat. Lines this one out to Lecoq. Spears it for out number 1. So that brings up Jackson. Jackson hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. Gets one to hit here, though, in the wheelhouse. And this one will not be caught, as this one is well out of here. That's a tape measure shot there by Jackson, and this time the Yankees do get on the board. And it's 4-1 now. Chambliss up now. He flew out in his first at-bat. Grounds this one to Brett at third. Oh, and this one's going to looks like it's going to get through here. No, actually Brett dives, but it gets through. Almost got a glove on it, but not quite. So 1 out single for Chambliss. 1 run already in. Nettles up now, singled in his first at-bat. And hits this one deep to right. Cowens backpedals quickly up with it and makes the catch as Chambliss retreats back to first. So Piniella up now, flew out with his first time up. And that one's just going to get past the dive of White as Chambliss will hold at second. So tying run will come to the plate in the form of Roy White. He popped out in his first at-bat. He's got one hit here. And he delivers with a base hit to the right. So here come the Yankees. That's going to load the bases for Bucky Dent. Round it out in his first at-bat. As Porter goes out the top to Splitroff, goes back behind the plate. Looks in for the sign, nods his head, looks at the runners, and kicks and delivers. And that'll be a base hit up the middle. That's going to at least plate Chambliss. Will come around the score. Looks like they're going to try to send Piniella. Here comes the throw. And Piniella is gunned down. So, Piniella gunned down trying to score. The Yankees do get 2, though, and it's 4-2 as we head to the 4th. Bottom of the 4th. So that could have been a lot worse. So Brett will lead it off, top of the order. Brett, McRae, and Otis up for the Royals here in the 4th. Brett 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the 2nd. And that's going to be a solid base hit to right. So the leadoff runner is on for the Royals here. So McRae 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. As Chambliss is holding on Brett. Lines this one to Dent for out number 1. And there's Miss Mags. So looks like Brett is going to try to steal here. See if he can get a jump. Nope, this time we're not going to get less than 50% chance, so we're not going to chance it. Otis is 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. And that'll be a range check on Dent. He'll get in front of it. And takes it and goes to second for the force play. No return throw. So 2 down now for Darryl Porter. Otis reaches on the fielder's choice. Porter does not have an official at bat. Walked in the first and had a sacrifice fly in the second. And we're going to try to keep the pressure on here. See if Otis can get a jump here. Nope. So we're not going to risk it here. So here's the pitch to Porter. And he strikes out. Swinging for out number 3. So after 4 full, it's 4-2 Kansas City. Top of the order for the Yankees up against Splitroff in the 5th. It'll be Rivers, Doyle, and Munson. Rivers has flown out twice so far today. Robbed of a home run by Cowens. His first time up. Or his second time up. And that's a ground ball to Lecoq. And it's going to be a range check. Lecoq average range. Gets to it. Leads Splitroff to the bag, and 1 gone in the 5th. So Brian Doyle 1 for 2 with a single. Grounds this one to Brett at third. 1 hopper. Takes it. Fires the first for out number 2. So Munson up now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Pops this one up to Patek. He'll make the catch. So the Yankees go 1, 2, 3 in the 5th, and halfway through it's 4-2 Kansas City. So each team so far with 7 hits. Lecoq leads it off. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. Hits this one to center. Routine fly ball. Rivers makes the catch for out number 1. So that brings up Clint Hurdle. Clint Hurdle's 0 for 2 on the day. And this will be a range check on White in left. Gets in front of it. Bobbles a little bit, but holds on for out number 2. So Al Collins comes to the plate with 2 outs and the base is empty. 1 for 2 with a triple. Pops out the dent. And that'll do it for the Kansas City in the 5th. So after 5 full, 4-2 KC. Oh, Miss Mags is on the keyboard here. Miss Mags. So Jackson will lead it off. Put the Yankees on the board with a solo home run in the 4th. And that's going to be a solid hit to center. So leadoff runner is on for the Yankees. Brings up Chambliss. Chambliss 1 for 2 with a single as Jackson is being held on by Lecoq. And another base hit. So the tying runs are on board for the Yankees with nobody out. As Jackson holds at second. That'll be up Greg Nettles, 1 for 2 with a single. Single back in the 2nd. Range check on White. White, excellent range. Gets to that one. Oh, and he's going to boot it. And he throws wildly. It's in the dirt. And that'll load the bases with nobody out. Ooh, so the Yankees threatening to do some damage here in the 6th as Porter goes out the top to Splitroff, goes back behind the plate. Dangerous Pennell up now, 1 for 2. Grounds this one to Patek at short. Willing to trade 2 for 1 here. See if they can turn 2. Patek dives, grabs it over to second horn, back to first, and they turn 2 as a run comes home. But they'll gladly trade 2 for 1 there. As Chambliss moves into third now with 2 down. It's a 4-3 game now. So White 1 for 2 up to bat now. And he'll fly out to left to end the inning. The Yankees get 1. Thankfully only 1. And hold on to a slim lead, 4-3, as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Patek, White, and Brett up against Figueroa, who seems to have settled down since giving up 4 runs in the first 2 innings. So Patek's got himself a pair of singles with an RBI today. And he'll get his 3rd hit of the day as he seems to have figured out Figueroa. So we are going to try to get in a scoring position here. See if we can get a jump. And 1 through 11. We've been 2 for 2 so far. Do we dare try another? Yeah, I think we're going to try it. We're going to keep the pressure on. Oh, and this time he'll be gunned out. So 3rd time's a charm for the Yankees as they do get Patek. So Frank White up now 0 for 2 on the day. And White's going to hit this one in the gap. So this one might prove costly, as that probably would have scored Patek, or at least put him at 3rd. But that'll bring up Brett now. Brett's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Pops this one up to first. Chambliss makes the catch for out number 2. So that brings up McRae. McRae 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. And he'll strike out. So the Kansas City unable to score. As Patek gets thrown out at second, that could have proved costly. He may have been able to score, not sure on that one. But nonetheless, it remains just a 1-run game as we head to the 7th. Splitroff back on the hill, 98 pitches through 6. Brings up Dent, and they're going to lift Dent for he had a couple of hits today, I believe, too. And they're going to bring up a pinch hitter, Jay Johnstone. 262 with a homer and 6 runs batted in. Not sure exactly why they did that. And he'll draw the walk. And it was a lefty on lefty. That's an interesting choice there. But anyway, it pays off as he reaches on a walk. That'll bring up Mickey Rivers. Corner Brett and Lecoq, expecting Rivers to drop down the bunt here. And he does. Oh, we're going to try to get the lead runner here. 1 through 11 chance. Let's try it. Oh, and he's safe. So the Royals gamble and go for the lead runner and are unable to get him. So that'll put runners on first and second with nobody out. There is some action in the Royal bullpen now. Brian Doyle 1 for 3 up to the plate now. Grounds this one to White. That'll move the runners up. So runners on second and third with 1 down. Infield playing in from Munson, who's 0 for 3. Who's up? No, we can't walk Munson and get to Jackson. That ain't gonna work. Let's see here. Let's see who we got in the bullpen here. Bringing in Habosky did not help us last time. Yeah, Patton, possibly. He's better against the lefties, though. Bird's a starter. Could bring in Paschal. He only didn't have now. He was 8 innings pitched. Look at all those triples, though. Against the lefties. He's pretty much lights out, though, against the righties. Look at all the only hits he's really given up are triples. That's interesting. So he gave up 6 hits. They must have been all triples, too. So I don't know if we want to bring in this guy. That might not be good. Steve Falkart. We could bring in him. Yeah, I think we're going to bring in Steve Falkart. In his Detroit uniform here. Yeah, I think Splitroff's day is done. Steve Falkart's going to come in. So he must have been a late acquisition by the Royals. Marty Patton actually pitched in the actual game, but that was a different starter. Larry Gurr started. So, all right. So, Falkart here. Runners on second and third with 1 down. Munson 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the windup and the pitch. And, ooh, this could be... So, it's going to be a ground ball to Brett at third. Up with it. Looks Johnson back to third. Brett fires to Lecoq for the out. So, 2 down now. So, Reggie Jackson up to the plate now. Oh, look at that card. That card is not good against righties. So what's Jackson against lefties? A lot of strikeouts against lefties. I think we got to bring in a lefty here. So that's going to be it as Falkart gets his man. I think we're going to bring in Mingori. So Steve Mingori in there now. 1-4 record, 7 saves, 2.74 earned run average, 69 innings pitched, 64 hits allowed, 16 walks, 28 strikeouts, and his surrendered 5 homers. So Jackson up with runners on second and third and 2 down. Oh no, not the column we want to be on there. And that's going to be a base hit. That will score 1. As the game is tied now 4-4. Chambliss up now. Chambliss 2 for 3 on the day. Oh, man. Another bad roll there. As Rivers will come in now. Oh, man. So playing the percentages is not working out so far. As the Royals bullpen continues to struggle. And we got to keep the other runners from advancing. So the Yankees with a 3 spot here so far. And that's going to be it, as Mingori is proving to be ineffective as Habosky was in yesterday's game. My goodness. Oh, boy. All right, we'll bring in Randy McGilberry. 0-1 with a 4.15 earned run average in the actual season. Trying to stop the bleeding here. Oh, he cannot stop the bleeding as this one's going to be hitting to the corner. My goodness, the Royals giving this one away. You got to throw for the lead runner. And this time we'll get him good. So, here's a trivia question. What Cincinnati Reds pitcher served up Hank Aaron's... Oh, man, I should know this one. I know who caught the ball. It was... and they spelled Hank Aaron wrong. It should be A-A-R-O-N. Oh, man. I know it. Tom House caught the ball. I know that. I just can't think of who. It just came up recently, too. I just can't think of who it is now. I'm sure Al knows who this is. And probably Bleacher Bum, too, or whoever else watches this. Here we go. Here's the answer. Yeah, Jack Billingham. Okay. Actually, that wasn't the one. I didn't know that. Not everyone might know that one. But the record-breaking one. I just can't think of who that is. But anyway, rough inning there for the Royals as they again, bullpen proves ineffective, coughs up the lead. And it's 7-4 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. So Figueroa now with the lead. Otis 1 for 2 with a walk. And he'll foul out to Munson for out number 1. So that definitely quieted the crowd here in Kansas City. So it brings up Darryl Porter. Porter 0 for 1 with an RBI. And that's going to be a base hit to right. So Lecoq 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. And that's back-to-back hits with a 1 down. And we're going to hold the runners. So I'll put runners on first and second with a 1 down. For Clint Hurdle. Clint Hurdle 0 for 3 on the day. And that's going to be it for Figueroa as Sparky Lyle is coming on. Sparky Lyle is 9-3 with 9 saves, 3.46 earned run average, 112 innings pitched, 116 hits allowed, 33 walks, 33 strikeouts, and 6 homers. And he's going to get one to hit here. Let's see what he can do with it. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. I think they'll cut it off, so I'm going to try to send the lead runner here. Oh, a throw is going to come home. My goodness. Hold trailing runners. And Porter will score. So 7-5 now as Hurdle delivers on the RBI single. Al Cowens 1 for 3 with a triple up now. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Rivers will get there. And make the catch for out number 2. No. So a little general here. Patek 3 for 3 against Figueroa. See if he can get the Royals a little closer here. And he cannot as he rounds out to Stanley, who's now in at shortstop. But they do get one, and it's 7-5 as we head to the 8th. Gilberry back out there. Roy White 1 for 3 on the day. Grounds this one to White at second, over to first for out number 1. So Fred's Chicken Stanley up with his first at-bat. They're coming in after Dent was pinch hit for by Johnstone. Stanley, 219 hitter with 1 homer and 9 runs batted in. Draws the walk, 1 out walk. Then we got Mickey Rivers. Rivers 0 for 3 with a run scored. And that's going to be a base hit to right. I'm going to throw for the lead runner here. And he'll be out trying to advance. So Stanley gets aggressive there, but he's gunned down by Cowens, who has an excellent arm. Both Otis and Cowens with excellent arms in the outfield. So 2 down now for Brian Doyle. 1 for 4 with a single back in the first. Grounds this one back to McGilberry. Tosses it to Lecoq, and that'll do it. So no further damage, and it's 7-5 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Lyle on for his second inning of work. White doubled off Figueroa in his last at-bat. 1 for 3. Grounds this one the third. Nettles up with it. And out number 1. Brett 2 for 4 with an RBI up now. Hit the Chambliss and makes the catch for out number 2. That'll be at McRae, who's 1 for 3 with a run scored. And that's hit the left, and White has it to end the inning. So I head to the 9th with the Royals down by 2. As they were in yesterday's game, down by 2, headed to the 9th. Gilberry out for his third inning of work, or second full inning of work. And that's going to be a double into the gap. And that'll be it from McGilberry. As Jackson comes to the plate now. And we're going to bring in Marty Patton. So Patton, who pitched in the actual game, is going to come in. Patton with 3-3 record, 4 saves, 3.30 earner and average. Earner and scoring position. Jackson is 3 for 4 with a homer today. Draws the walk. So runners on first and second with nobody down for Chambliss. Chambliss 3 for 4 on the day with an RBI. Hits this one to center. Got under just a bit as Otis will make the catch for out number 1. Munson heads back to second. So it brings up Nettles. RBI single his last at bat. 2 for 4 on the day. This will be a fly ball to Otis in center. He'll get to it. And squeezes it for out number 2. So 2 down and runners on first and second for Piniella. Patton would like to keep this a 2-run game. Piniella 2 for 4 on the day with a double. Pops this one out to White, and he'll do just that. As we'll head to the bottom of the 9th with the Yankees up by 2, 7-5. And this is probably Goose Gossage going to... No, it's not. So, not sure why they're sticking with Lyle, but he's been effective so far, so I guess that's probably why. So Lyle in there to try to close it out. He'll face Otis, Porter, and Lecoq if anybody gets on hurdle. Otis 1 for 3 with a walk. Draws the walk, and so that'll bring the tying run up. As Munson goes to have a talk with Lyle, goes back behind the plate. Porter up now. Porter 1 for 2 with an RBI. Lines this one to Doyle. Otis dives back to the bag. So 1 down now in the 9th for Pete Lecoq, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that'll be a strikeout swing. So the Royals down to their last out here. As Clint Hurdle is going to come up now. Clint Hurdle is 1 for 4 on the day. I think we're going to keep him in there. Pretty good against lefties overall. See if he can keep the game going here. And he'll get one to hit here. And that's going to be a base hit to the left. Oh, 95% chance. Gotta send it. So I'll put runners at the corners with 2 down for Al Cowens. Al Cowens tripled back in the second, flew out in the third, popped out in the fifth, and again flew out in the seventh. So it's up to Al Cowens to keep the game 2 going here. Come on, column number 3. And that's going to be it, as Rich Gossage is going to come in. So they bring in the real closer here. So come on, column 3 or column 6. We get the column. Come on, range check. Nope. Ground ball to second. Doyle up with it. Over to first. And Gossage is able to shut the door after Lyle left it partially open. And the Royals now are down 2-0 in the best of 5 series in the American League Championship Series. Like we said, in actuality, they did win this game by a score of 10-4. So they're in even a deeper hole as we head to New York, down 2-0. So once again, the Royals bullpen is ineffective, and this time actually blows the lead. And they fall to the Yankees by a score of 7-5. So Ed Figueroa, who struggled early on, gets the win. 6 1/3 innings, 11 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Sparky Lyle gets the hold. He pitched 2 1/3 innings, allowing 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And Rich Gossage comes in and pitches the third of an inning and gets the save. Paul Splitroff falls to 0-1 in the series. 6 1/3 innings, 9 hits allowed, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Steve Falkart will get credit for the hold, pitches a third of an inning, getting his batter. Unfortunately, Steve Mangori was unable to get any of the 3 batters he faced, allowing 3 hits, allowing 2 runs, both of them earned, technically allowing 4 runs if you include the 2 inherited runners that were on. He only pitched 9 innings, allowing those. 9 pitches, allowing those 3 hits. McGilberry pitched effectively, 1 1/3 innings, although he did allow 3 hits, 1 walk, semi-effectively. And Marty Patton pitches an inning, allowing a walk. So no strikeouts for any of the Yankees today. So let's look at the hitting now. Mickey Rivers 1 for 4 of the runs scored. Paul Blair, defensive replacement. They're not getting a bat. Brian Doyle 1 for 5. Thurman Munson 1 for 5. Reggie Jackson 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. Trish Chambliss 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Greg Nettles 2 for 5 with an RBI. Lou Piniella 2 for 5 with an RBI. Roy White 1 for 4. Bucky Dent 1 for 2. Jay Johnson, pinch hitter, walked and scored a run. Fred's Chicken Stanley, I believe, walked also. They're not getting official at bat. So for the Royals, Brett was 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. McRae 1 for 4 with a run scored. Otis 1 for 3. Porter 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Lecoq 1 for 4 with an RBI. Hurdle 2 for 5 with an RBI. Cowens 1 for 5 with an RBI, a run scored. Patek had a great day, 3 for 4 with 3 singles, a run scored and an RBI. And Frank White 1 for 4. So all the Royals starters with hits, as they banged out 13 hits, but the Yankees banged out 15 and took the game 7-5. So player of the game, I think we got to give it to Reggie Jackson, who was 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored, 2 runs batted in, and a home run. So that is it. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. My co-host, Mr. Brody. Mr. Brody hiding now behind Purple Monkey. He probably saw this game, what was going to happen in this game. That's why he didn't want to co-host it at first. As the Royals fall in Game 2 and are in the hole now, 2-0 in the best of 5 in the AL Championship Series from 1978. So join us in Game 3, where the Royals will try to stave off elimination. So let's see if we can figure out who's going to be playing in the next game here. So let's see if that's see if it's already set up here. I have to set it up here. I might have to set it up. Let's see, play day. Oh, here we go. Manual. So let's check and see who's going to be on the next game. So it's going to be Dick Tidrow going for the Yankees against Rich Gale for the Kansas City Royals. So join us for Game 3. So take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.